Good morning, everyone. 15 minutes after the hour. Welcome back to the Sunrise Show. Craig Froelich in. And on the phone with me is Dr. Mark Christian. He's the founder and executive director of the Global Faith Institute, based out of Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska there. And the interesting thing is there's got to be some energy overlapping. And he's met a couple of times with presidential candidate Mike Huckabee. No endorsement whatsoever, but still speaking about standing up for Israel. And there's so many issues. And I want to bring on Dr. Mark Christian. Dr. Christian, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. And to correct you over here for a couple of things, personally, I am supporting Governor Huckabee and endorsing him for president. I'm proud to call him a good friend. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be speaking at a couple of his events today in Council Bluffs and in Des Moines, just to support him and to rally people for him.
Okay, well, I meant, I guess, when he first had him speak, there wasn't an endorsement, but ever since then, you have come out to endorse him, although wonderful. And it's a great... I've always liked Mike Huckabee, whether he was running for president or he was on his radio program, and it's always been great.
As an organization, we cannot endorse, any of the candidates, even for any kind of office. But personally, this is what I'm doing. But as an organization, as Global Faith Institute, we are not endorsing him as an organization. I am just personally support him and call him a good friend, and I'll try to help him as much as I can.
Very good, very good. Well, interesting. I want to talk to you about what happened over the weekend. Looks like President Obama has chosen to visit a mosque in Baltimore, and Dr. Jasser, who is outspoken over the weekend, and he's very knowledgeable, much like yourself, he said this particular mosque in Baltimore has direct Muslim Brotherhood ties. Can you explain what's going on there, Mark?
Yes, there is actually so much to the story, more than even what's in the media. So let me answer in the last part of the question, and then I'll give you some kind of an insight to the whole situation.
Okay.
President Obama did not visit any mosques or any kind of religious institution during his 7 years presidency. And he finally decided that he's going to go visit the mosque. He visited other mosques outside of America, but this is the first time that he's going to have an official visit to a religious institution, associated with Islam, inside of America. And he chose that mosque, and that actually has a strong tie to the Muslim Brotherhood. And again, this is not my own opinion, or it's not the opinion of Dr. Jasser, who is a good friend as well. It is a documented fact, according to the FBI, according to the CIA, according to the federal court, and a very famous case, actually the biggest case against the Muslim Brotherhood and their front groups in America, the biggest terrorist, anti-terrorist case in America in the federal court. It is called the Holy Land Foundation Trials, and all of those organizations and the court and the federal court and judges decided that Islamic Society of North America is one of the main front groups of the Muslim Brotherhood in America, and they are, supporting Hamas, supporting the Muslim Brotherhood. They are working closely with each other, and as a matter of fact, it's a front group for the Muslim Brotherhood in America. And the mosque that President Obama chose to go and visit and sit with their leaders is an Islamic Society of North America. It is called the Islamic Society Mosque. And the reason that Dr. Jasser and myself and many other people who are understanding what the Muslim Brotherhood is all about have a big problem with President Obama visiting that kind of mosque and this kind of group that has nothing, on their agenda that is, has any intention of good in America whatsoever. They are supporting the Islamist agenda and the Muslim Brotherhood, agenda as well.
Now, Mark, this is one thing that's being reported in the media, and they've said, listen, the mosques are exactly the control point. The imam, who is in control of each individual mosque, how they're trained, where they came from, that is critical to the fellowship of the people within the mosque, the fellow Muslims in the mosque, whether they could be radicalized or whether they just want to stay peaceful. And
yes, this is something that I've been talking about for a long time, and I mentioned multiple times on your show.
Right.
And it should not come to a surprise to you and I and people who are listening to this show, because we talked about that in great length multiple times, and keep on hitting the point so people will understand. I was surprised, actually, when Fox News was talking about this event in President Obama's visit, and they had no idea that Islamic Society of North America is connected to the Muslim Brotherhood, is actually a group, or even the Homeland Foundation. You know, I wish the media will be a little bit more knowledgeable or acknowledge the facts instead of just going into sensational stuff. And, you know, it should not be a surprise as well. Why? Because President Obama is a huge, big support of Islamic Society of North America. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Why? Because President Obama, every year in their anniversary, he sent them a video speech that is played in their convention. He mentioned them in every time that he talks about Islam and Muslims in this country. Frequent visitors to the White House are people from Islamic Society of North America. And also Dr. Majid, the head of Islamic Society of North America, is working closely with President Obama as one of his aides and one of his consultants, appointed, you know, by his administration to work closely with President Obama. So this should not be a surprise. I think it's just an opportunity to educate the public about what kind of administration that we have right now and what alliance that they have when they are talking about American Muslims and how they are, you know, portrayed in America and so forth. And I can tell you with very strong conviction that Islamic Society of North America and the Muslim Brotherhood does not represent, and again, does not represent the majority of Muslims in America whatsoever.
See, that's the thing. And this is, you know, this is just going to start the hate speech all over again. We've got a problem now in this country with Americans not understanding, and then they just get so wrapped up that they jump, and then there is attacks against Muslims that are unsuspecting, that haven't done anything, that they just reach out wherever they can. And this is the problem. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about Americans need to be educated about what is really good. Yeah, exactly right. And so
ignorance and sensational speeches are the main thing that is attacking America. So, you know, the liberals, the President Obama administration, all of those are preying on the ignorance of the American people and the busyness that they have in their own life. They don't have time to stop and think and discuss in details. They know that Americans are hardworking people. They are minding their own business. They want to continue their career and take care of their families, and don't have time for this and that and stuff like that. And, you know, and the people that's supposed to have, you know, the trust of the American people are not doing that. They are actually taking advantage of the things that Americans do and the ignorance that Americans have, and try to do whatever they want to do and just push a hate speech, like you said. This is an atrocity. This is very bad and not good.
It's pitting. You know, what's interesting, Mark, is, and ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Dr. Mark Christian. He's the executive director and founder of the Global Faith Institute, their website, globalfaithinstitute.org. Interesting, Mark, that, you know, who do you think, could it be Valerie, you know, that advised President Obama that this would be the best fit? I mean, this imam, they've got ties. It's just horrible.
So it is. We are trying to find, you know, I think you are talking about Valerie Garrett or is it Umar Abdin, or, you know, it is way bigger than just names of human beings who are working with the administration. This is an ideology that the whole administration adopted. It is not President Obama is a naive person that somebody told him, you know, you should go this way. We are not talking about President Bush over here, that somebody comes with him and say, it is what you need to say, and he do it. No, you are talking about President Obama. He's a very smart man. He's very agenda-oriented and targeted, and he's not it's not, you cannot say Valerie Garrett did this. It's all of an administration. It's all of a group of people working together. I cannot deny the effects of Talia Mujahid, for example, that works as the first aide for President Obama on Middle Eastern and Islamic studies. And she is an Islamic Society of North America herself. She's the one who was writing the speech and helping him in his visit into Cairo in the Middle East right after he became the president. So you're not dealing with a naive president that somebody, just give him an advice to do so. No, this is a president who is a very educated, very knowledgeable, understand what he's doing it and why he's doing it, and he continues doing what he wants to do, and neglecting the facts. He's the one, as a matter of fact, that is letting the Islamic Society of North America to work freely in America till today. By the law. Okay.
Exactly.
It's just North America in their mosques supposed to be shut down and prosecuted right now. This is what the law in America says, but he's not willing to push that.
No, he's not. We've got to get to a break, and then we'll come right back. This is a fast thing, ladies and gentlemen, when you realize that if you're feeling sold out by the President of the United States, this is exactly why.
So get up. Top of the morning to ya.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. 33 minutes after the hour. Welcome back to the Sunrise Show. Craig Fronikin, and we're continuing with Dr. Mark Christian from the Global Faith Institute. You want to get to their website, globalfaithinstitute.org. He's educating Americans. It's an amazing story, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Mark Christian, born and raised in Egypt, up through the Muslim Brotherhood and Imam, and was a Muslim, and then born again, a born-again Christian. He's been moved to the United States, he and his family, and he's here, and he realized that the Americans, this country, this greatest country on earth, is not preparing itself for what is going on, and the Islamic ideology, which is 80% of it and 20% of it is religion. We were just talking about President Obama visiting a mosque and in Baltimore there, and that the mosque, the one he's choosing to visit, is direct ties with the Muslim Brotherhood, and this particular mosque is controlled by the Islamic Society of North America, ISNA, and it's a Muslim civil rights group. Listen to this. This comes out of Daily Caller. It says the Muslim civil rights group named as an unindicted co-conspirator in the 2008 Holy Land Foundation terror case. Several executives of the organization were convicted of sending money to aid the terrorist group Hamas. This mosque is a member of this network, and the Islamic Society of Baltimore. He's going to go on Wednesday. I'm just blown away, Mark. It's unbelievable to me.
I agree with you. Again, it is because of people are not aware or understanding what's going on. You educated yourself, you understand. And there is that booklet that I don't know if you picked this book or not that we have on our website. It's called Civilization Jihad. It's a very small booklet, which is around maybe 35 pages, that actually lines up, and spells out exactly what is the Muslim Brotherhood is doing in America, what is their ways of infiltrating, and how is that bad for our society and our community in America. I wish people have the time to go ahead and go pick that book off our website and read it. It's not a long read. It's an easy read, and it's going to be very important for understanding why the current administration, why even Hillary Clinton is supporting the Muslim Brotherhood in America and different groups.
It truly is amazing, Mark. And this Civilization Jihad is book number 8 in your series. You've got a series of 8 booklets. They're fantastic. They're to the point. They ask the most prominent questions. You answer them honestly, and they're fantastic. And the way to get these booklets, ladies and gentlemen, globalfaithinstitute.org, and this book number 8, Civilization Jihad, it addresses all of those issues. And I'm telling you, Mark, these booklets that you put out are really something. They're straight to the point. They're very factual, and it's a blessing to have them, quite frankly.
Thank you. So, are you away from all the hustle and bustle that's going on for the election, or if people are concerned in your state? Because I didn't visit Oregon before, and I would love to. I would love to, come and speak in Oregon and just have a group of people to educate them about what's going on in the country. But are you guys away from everything going on?
Well, we're in Southern Oregon, which is more of a rural community. The county, 200 square miles and about 200,000 residents in Medford. And the surrounding areas. But we're a rural, I guess you would say. The closest next big city would be either Eugene, Salem, or Portland. And we're halfway between Portland and San Francisco. But people here are feeling it drastically. Jobs, the economy, taxes, being able to afford housing. And then, young people, what ends up happening is they are marketed such that they go to the urban, sprawl, if you would, and they want to get where colleges and those type of things. But it's a great place, wonderful place to raise a family, good schools, good, wonderful medical and the like, and quite a bit of industry and clean jobs. Just a matter of getting more of what we want. And with the legislative session just starting today, it's at this point held. It's a liberal state. Southern Oregon is more of a Republican area, but it's tough. It's difficult. We've felt it. In fact, few people are above the poverty line, and that's the next thing. Is Governor Kate Brown is trying to push minimum wage coming up in 2017. So it's just like it's very difficult. The regulation is not business friendly. The regulation is not family friendly. So it's difficult.
Yeah, it's not. And so the Islamic agenda is not hitting much into your neighborhood or your area, and also is not even in the state itself.
No, I don't know if there's mosques in Portland or where, but the next thing is Governor Kate Brown just made an announcement over the weekend. She's going to stand behind the influx of Syrian refugees into the state of Oregon. I mean,
that's what I was going to say, actually. What you have been mentioning, it seems like a very nice area for all the Syrian refugees to come in, except the weather. You kind of have a little bit of a cold weather, but other than that, it seems like it's a very nice, because we have the same problem over here in Nebraska. Nebraska is very stable, and the economy is doing okay. So this is why it is one of they call it the cities, the target cities, and the target states. And it seems like Oregon can be one of them as well.
Well, it is a great place. It's a wonderful region. It's diverse, mountains and lakes and all of those beautiful, keep Oregon green has been one of the mantras for many, many years. And it's true that we're
this
so
is the
blessed.
problem, Greg, because see, this is what America, is like. People are minding their own business, living in their neighborhoods and trying to do what they are supposed to do, which is working hard, taking care of their family and raising their kids. And, they are not aware of what Washington is doing and what is the agenda is going on in the country. But the problem is it affects everybody. Every American is affected with what's going on in D.C. and what's going on in the country in general, whether it is in their neighborhood, in their own state, or not. It is affecting them. We cannot deny that 9/11 led into the wars, it led to the economy that we are facing, all of us, and every American is struggling with the economy and the debt that we have. You have $19 trillion debt. And without the wars that we went in, and without the craziness of Islamic agenda, and without all the national security programs and agencies and all the money that's spent on it, American economy will be in a better place. So whether they think it is affecting them or not, the fact is it is affecting every American in every part of their life, what's going on with the Islamic agenda. Whether you have a Muslims in your neighborhood, whether you have a mosque in your neighborhood or not, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, the economy and the politics and the whole direction of the country is affected by the politics of D.C. and the Islamic agenda, and it's how it's affecting America.
It is, and I'm right now trying to motivate our listeners to, join in with this 100% voter return because Americans need to vote. This is very, very important. Whether you agree or disagree, what party you come from, you've got to get out and vote and fill out your ballot completely. It's so important. Well, we're going to be watching in Iowa, and you're one state away there in Nebraska. It'll be interesting to see what happens, and it's got to be pretty electrified out there today.
I will be there in Des Moines actually later today, and I'm going to be speaking at a couple of events. So, stay tuned and see what's going on in your country. I know everybody is busy, but it's very important to pay attention to what's going on and to pray and to make your decisions based on your own convictions.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mark Christian with the Global Faith Institute. Get to his website, globalfaithinstitute.org. And if not, just to peruse with the information, he writes, he appears, he speaks all throughout the country, and he's written a series of 8 different booklets, and you can pick them up, and they are fascinating. And from the aspect of him coming from Egypt and coming to America as a born-again Christian, even though he grew up as a Muslim, and in an imam there in the mosque is just fascinating. So, Mark, thank you so much for your insight. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you very much. And I would love to come and visit and speak in your neck of the woods, so let's plan on something, working on it. Okay?
We'll try to do that. That would be awesome. So,
thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye-bye.
All right, we got to get to a break, and then we'll come back. More on the Sunrise Show. You can find us on the web, KCMXAM.com. So much going on. The legislative session is on this morning. Whew. I just can't believe. Wait till you hear what's going on up there, and you wonder, is this serving Oregonians? Are we getting good service? You answer the question. All right, we'll be right back. More on the Sunrise Show when we return. Hope you'll stay tuned. It's 33 degrees out, light snow overnight. Be careful out there, everyone. We'll be right back.